OMG. Welcome back to my channel. So excited that you are here. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate you. It's Jody Dunn coming at you with another weekly video. Of course, I'm in the backyard. We got some big cleanup to do. This is going to be a big week, I think, of progress and just chipping away slowly but surely. Watching Clark right now, who just grabbed a dang acorn. Oh my gosh, that dog. Anyways, if you're new and you just found me, I am so happy that you are here. Would you please say hello to me and let me know that you are new? Right down there, I would love to welcome you to the channel and say hello back to you. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for coming back to another video. I sure do appreciate you. All right, let's get into cleaning up this yard. All right, I wanted to give you an update. So it's been close to a month now that I weeded this whole bed, and then I went through and I sprayed it with that 30% vinegar mixture mixed with water. And it's done a really good job of containing the weeds. Excuse me. There's a few in here. I didn't spray close to the hosta, and I didn't spray close to the hydrangea. But for the most part, it's kept a ton of the weeds back. However, let me show you what it didn't work on. This area over here by my deck. It's totally overgrown. I gotta get this. This is called Johnson grass, according to my app. Then when I scan it, it is a weed. The vinegar did not touch this. I don't know why. This must be, I don't know, a superhuman, a super weed. So I'm gonna have to pull this all up now. All right, time to get this area cleaned up again. I did a terrible job of focusing the camera. You can't even barely see me. The sun was shining so bright I couldn't see where it was focused. Anyways, just like I told you last week, if you caught my last week's video, I've been coming out on Saturdays when the hubs is home to see if maybe he sees me out working and he wants to come out and help. And that worked last Saturday. It did not work the Saturday before. So again, Saturday morning, here I am out here doing some yard work. And thank heavens we had just had a lot of rain, so the ground was super wet. So these are pulling up from the roots very, very easily. Of course, pulling weeds is probably my least favorite thing to do, but at least they're coming up easy and I'm not having to yank on them. So I really need to put something down to block the weeds. And of course, the easiest thing to do would be to put down like some type of a weed barrier and then mulch over this area until I figure out exactly what I want to do. And the only reason that I haven't done that is because whenever we take Clark in the front yard, which all of my flower beds are mulched in the front yard, he goes after the mulch and tries to eat it. So I don't want to put any mulch down. I've been thinking about rocks. They are way more costly than mulch is. And I don't want to buy little ones that are just going to spill everywhere. So anyways, I have to figure that out. And that's why I haven't put anything down at this point. And you know, as I've told you, my only focus is cleanup right now. I'm not focused on what I'm going to plant here or what I'm going to do in this area or anything like that. I got to get the cleanup done first. Of course, I don't want to keep cleaning the same area over and over again because that is a pain in the butt. So I'll figure it out. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of this big eyesore because that's what overgrown weeds look like, is nothing but a big eyesore. And you didn't get to see Donna Jean in last week's video, but you are going to get to see her in this week's video because here comes my sweet girl to give me a weather report. Oh, good morning. You were looking for me?
Yes. It's gonna rain in 13 minutes.
It's gonna rain in 13 minutes?
Yes.
No, I was trying to do
tell you.
Well, dang it.
Ooh, you're cleaning up over here. That's some weeds.
Yes, these are all weeds that I've cleaned out before, and they keep coming back even though I sprayed them. Do you want to say hello to the people?
Hello, hello, hello. Look at my new shorts.
Oh, they look very nice, don't it, Jean? Very nice. You picked out some good ones. Oh, thank you. Both of my girls, Viviana and Donna, not Grayson, because I have 3 girls, are obsessed with the weather because their father is obsessed with the weather. They're always checking it every day. I don't even pay attention. Obviously, I know if it's raining out, but unless it's something big going on, I don't even check the weather. So anyways, my sweet Donna Jean telling me I'm about to get rained on. Well, the ground was so wet. That is what my gloves look like. But I think I got it. Well, most of it. But the rain is coming. I can hear it thundering. So at least it looks better for now. I'm not going to spray anything, obviously, if it's going to rain. But funny, I did find an Eastern Enchanter's nightshade. Oh, dang it. There's another one that I missed. I had that in my other bed. And I told you guys about it. It's the non-toxic one. It's not actually a weed. That's what they do. So I actually went over to the other bed because I had left 2 of them up to see if I would like them. And I just ripped them down because this is a pain and I don't have time to deal with it. Imagine what it'll do to Clark's fur. And now I see another one right there that I missed. So I'm going to have to grab that one too. So there you go. Looks better for now. And that area took 2 bags to fill up. And guess who came out right as I was finishing? So 2 weeks in a row, my plan of coming out on Saturday when he's home has worked. He's out here chopping trees, but it's gonna be getting ready to rain very soon. But whatever, for however long he wants to work is great with me. I so appreciate the help. Why he decided to come over to this side instead of finishing the other side, I really don't know. But whatever, I'll just go with it. And can you hear the rain? It wasn't raining too hard, so he was just keeping going. So that's totally fine with me. I only got about 35 to 40 minutes of work in, and he was out here doing it. Usually I plan to do like an hour of work, is what I plan whenever I come out. But because the rain was coming, I figured I was just going to stop. So I would love to hear what you are working on this week, what's going on in your life. Definitely feel free to share it down in the comments with me if you would like to. So I've already told you that my husband and I work in totally opposite ways, where I go in and when I'm cleaning up, I also clean up any mess I'm making during the cleanup versus leaving a big mess. Where he will actually work totally different. He'll just go in and do the job, but then leave a big mess a lot of times that needs to be cleaned up. He's just very focused on the task at hand. So right now, I know his brain is saying, I got to get down as many of these trees as I can get down. That's his only focus. The rain let up. I saw that. I saw what was happening. And I was like, all right, Jody, you only put in like 40 minutes. So just get out there and start bagging up some of the trees that he's cut down so it will be less of a mess to clean up later. And it kind of made me laugh while I was doing this because I couldn't bag fast enough. He just kept cutting down and bringing over more things that needed to be bagged. So I never felt like I was making ground, even though I knew I was. But he just kept on cutting and a cutting. And I'm so happy that I would have preferred, well, it doesn't matter what I would prefer because we all work in different ways. So it doesn't matter. But I am glad that he took on this area because it was so overgrown that I was a little nervous to get in here because, as I told you, I will start raking up the leaves. I'm not going to be trudging through areas where I can't see the ground and I don't know what I'm walking on. We are already dealing with poison ivy in the yard, and so far found 2 yellow jacket nests in the yard. So no way I'm trudging through it. He just goes trudging through it, cutting down the trees. And I told you last week, I think it was, that I had another schedule with the poison ivy company to come out and do another check on the yard. And I am so happy. He still found a little bit of poison ivy, but not much. And it was way in the back part of the yard that butts up to my neighbor's yard, basically. He went walking through the whole yard and he said, it looks so much better. Of course, I'm still going to continue to take precautions because there's so many leaves still on the ground. So he couldn't see everything, but what he was able to see, he said it looks so much better. He only found a teeny little bit. And can you hear that? It started raining again. I'm going to keep on going for just a little bit to try to clean up as much as I can clean up because I don't know if he will do any of the cleanup. You know, another reason why I always tell you that I do things in chunks of time, especially the yard work in particular, because it is so labor intensive. And I have told you, I've never been sore. I've never had a sore body in all of these weeks that I've been doing yard work because I do it in small chunks of time. It's coming down hard now. He's still out there. He told me to go inside. I'm going inside and getting in the shower. I think it was like 11 or something, maybe 11:30. He said it was going to rain until 2. He's still out there. I guess all those trees are providing some protection from the rain. God bless him. So I went and got in the shower and figured he would come inside, and this is what I find when I come back downstairs. I thought it was supposed to rain until 2.
You can hear thunder all around us.
Huh, but it just stopped.
Stopped, sun came out, so I came back out.
And that's the thing with him. He will work for 2 to 3 hours, and then he will be so darn sore that he doesn't want to do the cleanup because he just put in all of that work. He did the same thing last Saturday. He came out here, which I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love it. He came out here and he worked for like 2.5 hours, and then he was so sore. I don't want him to be sore. I wish I could convince him to do a little bit smaller chunks of time like I do more frequently. But like I said, we just all work differently. Now he's pulled out the chainsaw. And I'm talking about my amazing little mini chainsaw. And he's going to get this tree down, which the mini chainsaw really isn't meant for too big of trees. So I'm not sure. This tree might be too big. It might not be too big. I've got a couple of black cherry. When I scan it in the app, that is what they're called. And the trunks on those are pretty wide. And they're kind of a pretty tree. I contemplated leaving them, but we're trying to clean up the yard, so I decided to just take them down. And this was pretty fun to watch, so I'll just let you enjoy it. And then I go in the house, and he's still working away. Look at how thick this one is. No way the mini chainsaw is meant for this one. And I kept quitting on him because it's not meant to cut something down with that thick of a trunk. From back here, it looked compared to the established trees, it looks very thin. But when I when I zoomed you in, you could see how thick this trunk is. So I found a chainsaw when I was decluttering the shed. He pulled that out. It's an electric chainsaw. And that one stopped working as well. And apparently he forgot that he had this one because he had this trouble with it in the past. I had to make sure it was still plugged in. We had to check everything. I don't know what's wrong with it. It just stops working. And by this point, he had made enough of a dent in the tree that it really was not safe to just leave it. So he's trying to see if he can push it down, which didn't work. And then he went and got a little hacksaw. And it took him a good 2-3 minutes of hacking the tree to get it down, which is not really exactly fun work, but he did it. Whoa. Good job, honey. That was a big one. And then he went and got in the shower, and then a little bit later on, I caught him outside bagging up some of the mess, which I was very impressed with. Well, that's 16 bags, my friends. OMG. Still got a lot that needs to be bagged. I'm going to see what I can get done before they come today to pick it up. All right, it's a new day. And I'm putting on my bee suit because there are so many yellow jackets flying around, and I am going into areas that is covered in debris, and I don't know what I'm going to run into. So rather than be sorry, I'm going to be safe, even though the bee suit is super hot. And when he came out on Saturday after cutting down all of the trees in this area, he bagged up 8 bags worth. So that was on top of what I had already bagged up, which is awesome. But there is still a ton left to bag up. And this, I'm going to be real with you, this was not a fun job at all, because all of the stuff that he cut down, it's thrown on top of a whole bunch of ground cover. So it was really hard for me to see what was the cuttings that he made versus what was stuck to the ground. And here's what happened. Clark came outside one day. Viv was outside with him. And he went running through the yard, of course, because it's his yard. And one of the trees that my husband had cut down was a dang picker bush. And the pickers got stuck to him in 5 different spots. So he had this huge branch sticking off of his fur that was stuck to him in 5 different spots. And I hear Viv scream, and she opens the sliding door and she's like, "Mom, Clark needs help." And she brings him in the house, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the branch was so huge that was stuck to him. And so I start trying to pull it off of him. Those pickers hurt like heck. They were stuck to his fur, thank goodness, so I don't think it got on his skin at all. And the hub says, "Let me go grab my gloves." By the time he went in the garage to get his gloves so that he could help me unstick the pickers from Clark, I had already removed the whole thing because I was a mama on a mission. One of my babies had something stuck to them that shouldn't have been stuck to them. So it didn't matter that I didn't have gloves on. I just removed it. It was not easy, but I removed it quickly because I didn't want him freaking out. And Viv didn't even notice until later that night, but he, of course, got scared when it got stuck to him and ran by her. It was sticking so far off his body that Viv had about 5 huge scratches on the back of her leg from him running and the branch hitting her. Ugh. And this is why I don't like leaving messes. All right, so I got a lot of it bagged up. They still haven't come to pick up the yard waste. I didn't even get it all on this day, but I'm going to get it out here before they come and pick it up. So we got one bag. They already came and picked up the recycling, so I'm going to bring those bins back up. Then we got our second bag. Oh my gosh, there was so much. This was such a humongous week of progress. Bag number 3 that I just did. Bag number 4. And I was so sweaty from being in the bee suit that I had to go get in the shower. So I got in the shower and hoped they hadn't come to pick it up. They hadn't. So there's bag number 5. And here is bag number 6. All right. It's the biggest week yet. 22 dang bags. My biggest week has been 19. So awesome. So happy I got 6 more bags done. It's a new day, and I'm out here to start cleaning up more of this mess. And again, it is a Saturday, so it's a full 7 days later. Sticking with my Saturday strategy.
What do you think, Courtney? What do you think? What do you think? Huh? Friend stick?
And of course, Clark is joining me, and I'm hoping that maybe somebody else might join me. That would be 3 Saturdays in a row. We shall see. But my goal is I still got some clippings a little further back that I haven't gotten. But I just absolutely hate trudging through this area when I cannot see the ground and what is underneath me, especially since we've already found 2 yellow jacket nests in the ground. I wanted to start cleaning this stuff up. So I'm getting the leaves up, and I'm going to start pulling up as much ground cover as I can pull up in this area as well. And I'm going to tell you right now, this was a fun day for me because of this. I don't know if you guys are like me. This stuff was fun to pull up. It was mostly super easy to pull up. It was coming up by the roots. I don't know. It was just very satisfying. Some of them were very long, and it's helping me discover the back area that I really didn't even know everything that's back here. Just a little backstory. So we moved into this house. We purchased it in 2011, which was when the market was at an all-time low. And this house was actually a foreclosed house. So the yard when we moved in already was fairly overgrown, not nearly to this degree, but it was pretty overgrown. And we moved in towards the end of the year when we were hitting cold season and snow and all of that stuff. So I really don't know a lot that is in this yard. This is the first year that I'm discovering a ton of things. See, look at how big this one is. Like, I was just having so much fun pulling these things up. And I think I found almost like a stepping stone. There's probably maybe a whole path of them that have been buried under all of this. So we'll see once I get through the whole cleanup. I might have some stepping stones leading to the back of the yard, which would be a pretty fun discovery. But some of the things like that I have found that have totally confused me. I found there's like, look at this one. Oh my gosh, look at that one. I'm telling you, this was a fun day for me. There's hydrangeas. I think I have 3 hydrangeas in the very back of my yard, and I'm not certain why they got planted there because I know hydrangeas need sun, and that area does not get any sun. But I was happy to find them. Maybe I can dig them up and move them to a sunnier area in the yard. So anyways, it's been so much work and so much fun just discovering what I have in this yard and kind of making mental notes of what I want it to be come next spring. And you can see I decided not to go with the bee suit today. Go away, yellow jacket. Go away. There was still a couple of the yellow jackets flying around, so I was just kind of keeping an eye on them, but I never uncovered, another nest or anything during this particular cleanup. So when I came out this morning, the Hubs was just waking up. I'm thinking maybe he didn't sleep very well the night before. And, I give myself an hour out in the yard. And that's all I do on most weeks. And so I was getting close to my hour, and I was kind of losing hope that he was going to come out and help me. That one was fun, and it was a little stump, so it was a tripping hazard. And just as I was about done, guess what happened? Hi.
All right, where do you see the poison ivy at?
I don't know. You could get the root slayer and try to get some of these little things, because I already tripped once and hurt my hip.
Where's it at?
It's on the side of the house. He was going to start chopping trees, which I love, but we have so many things sticking up in the yard that are tripping hazards, and he's just way stronger than me, so I asked him if he'd get the root slayer to start pulling some of those things up. I got to think of a new plan for Saturday, because he's been coming out, which is so awesome and I so appreciate, but he comes out right at about the time that I'm got my hours worth of work in. And not that he can't work on his own, just like I do. I have been for the past hour. I don't know. You know how it is. You see somebody else doing stuff and you just kind of want to pitch in. Yeah, like that one I was having trouble pulling it up. I'm pretty sure it's a tree attached. And like that one's not going to pull up, I don't think. Yeah, it's not going to pull up like that. I already tried. That one's probably real deep. I have to dig around that one a little bit. Oh. Oh. That was a good crack. Awesome. And then that one, I don't know what this is. Let me see.
Jesus.
Yeah, they are like very in there. Oh, yeah, those ones are fun. They come up pretty easy. Whoa. That was a big one. Some of these roots are so big and so far down that I'm so grateful that he helped me with this part. Here's another one I just want to strip on. Some of the trees he took out in this area, he left actually a large size branch up, which actually makes it easier so that you don't trip on it because you can see it. morning. And those will obviously need to be dug up, but at least they're not so low to the ground that you don't see them and trip over them. I don't know if you heard me, but that little one he just got up for me, I tripped over it like 3 times already while I was out here. So it's just a lot of work because there's a lot that goes into when you are cleaning up a yard. This one was so darn big. I'm so glad he got it out. Then I pointed him to another one that is pretty big that I wanted his help with getting out. This root slayer is definitely a game changer. I got the perennial size one. I'll link it down in the description box. I think I'm going to order the bigger one as well because it is so incredibly helpful. Some of the roots are very deep, but it just cuts through the ground so easy. So much easier than a regular shovel. What came next for me was a little bit shocking. Oh, heavens to Betsy. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I was not expecting that root from the ground to go all the way up the tree, and I have no idea if this is poison ivy that I just pulled up, but I am wearing my protective gear and will be getting in the shower very soon. But I also have, I think it's called Carolina Creeper. I've got both in my yard, so I don't know which it was, but I got it up. The hubs moved back over here after helping me with a couple of the stumps to pull down some more trees, and in the process, unfortunately, he broke the loppers. It's been a week. I've been out here now for an hour and 40 minutes, which is longer than I normally do, but I'm going to finish this one bag, and then I have to go get in the shower because I got to take Viv to a birthday party. And that extra 40 minutes I put in, I could definitely feel it in my body. I was sore for a couple of hours after that. So that is why I like to stick to my smaller chunks of time. It doesn't get overwhelming. All right, we got some awesome progress to go over. I am so darn excited to show you the progress we made this week on the yard. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. I truly appreciate you and all of your support cheering me on as I get this backyard cleaned up. All right, so I already showed you at the curb, we got out 22 bags on pickup day. One of those bags actually was from like lawn clippings for my husband cutting the lawn. So really for the backyard area, it was 21. I forgot about that. But another 10. Oh my gosh, it was a humongous week of progress. So that's 31 dang bags. Wowzers. Oh, all right, let's take a look at some before and afters. All right, here was the area that Hubs decided he wanted to start cutting down trees. So this is what it looked like before. It's completely overgrown with trees and all kinds of other stuff. And now, I can't believe it. In 1 week, wow, the progress that was made in this area blows my dang mind. So grateful for the Hubs' help this week. Oh my heavens, it was a absolutely humongous week of progress. I've had a lot of people ask me, but you can see, maybe, can you see? Yeah, can you see those little flags? That's our property line. So that's where our yard ends. So all that over there is my neighbors. We're not taking care of that, of course. Wow. Lots of cleanup left to do, but oh my gosh, you can see Grayson had come over during the week, and this is like when you're in my kitchen, the big window in my kitchen, this is the view directly out. And she was like, oh my gosh. She's like, I forgot how really like nice size yard you have because you haven't been able to see it for so long. So anyways, it was an awesome week. That is what I have for you this week. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I appreciate you so very much, and I'm going to see you again next week. Have a great day. Bye.